All right. A very good afternoon to all of you. My name is Kelvin, as introduced by the MC, and I'm from Land Research. A lot of people will usually associate my company to a research company because of the word research, but in fact, we are not. We are one of the top 5 equipment supplier, and we supply equipment to our customers like GlobalFoundries, Micron, and Intel to manufacture their chips. And later in my agenda, right, I will go through with all of you a kind of an industry overview, right, as well as what LAM role is within the industry and what is LAM research to you guys. Right. First of all, a very happy new year to all of you, and we really kickstart the year with a bang. Right. This year, New Year Eve countdown is exceptionally memorable, just because for the past 3 years we have been confined either in our home or in quarantines because of COVID-19. And COVID-19 has taught us many things. It has taught us to cherish our health, our loved ones, and become stronger together as we fight the pandemic. It has also demonstrated the resilience and adaptability of human as technology takes the center stage during COVID-19, and we shift almost all our face-to-face activity from a face-to-face interaction to online or the virtual world. Another spectacle on the New Year Eve was the drone show, as you can see here, right, with hundreds of them taking to the sky in a display of technology and art. Not only was this held in Singapore, we have this in Dubai, London, and in South Korea as well. The drone may look simple to you, right? In fact, within it is driven by some of the most cutting-edge technology. We have low-power computing to enable computation. We have also advanced communications just so that the drones can fly longer and communicate to each other with precise motion control. But the semiconductor industry is not just about drones. It is transforming, right? Take a look at healthcare. You may have heard about robot-assisted surgery as well as telemedical. And researchers has been using supercomputers to process millions and millions of data to advance their research efforts. And looking at transportation, do you know when will Singapore phase out combustion car? So by 2040, there will no longer be a single combustion car out of the road. And in fact, by 2030, there will be 60,000 EV charging stations being built worldwide. And that requires a great number of chips to be able to have vehicles to talk to each other as well as communicating to the vehicle besides them. And not only in transportation, commerce and services. You have seen in recent years that there has been a lot of e-commerce platform popping up within the virtual world, and the semiconductor industry actually helps enable them to better improve a better user experience. And last but not least is food sustainability. You may have heard about the 30 by 30, which is an effort by the Singapore to build our agricultural food industry and to be able to produce 30% of our national nutrition capability by 2030. All these will require technology, and it requires the participation of semiconductor to push productivity. And yes, the pandemic did accelerate the adoption of technology. However, the industry that I spoke about earlier on is transformational and is here to stay. It will continue to grow 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years down the road. If you look at the global electronic market, this is data for 2021, by the way, right? We are 2.5 trillion. And semiconductor alone is close to $500 billion, and it's expected to grow to $1 trillion by the end of this decade. And wafer fab equipment, in short WFE, is a business where LAM participate in. It's in the order of 87 billion in 2021, and we are close to 100 billion end of last year, 2022. Now let us take a look at our tiny little island, Singapore. Singapore, although just a fraction of the global GDP, we are in fact 11% of the global semiconductor market share. It's a huge feat considering islands the size of us. What's even more amazing is that 20% of the global semiconductor equipment are being manufactured here in Singapore, and this includes the state-of-the-art equipment. Wafer fab equipment, in short, is a business where Lam participate in. And this shows that how important Singapore is to the global semiconductor market and how it is generating opportunities for people like you and me. So Lam Research is one of the many equipment suppliers within the market. And just let me walk you through a simple breakdown of the supply chain. Right. This is just a small overview, a simple overview of the whole supply chain. Right. And the primary supply chain essentially comprises of the designer house, whereby the designer will pass and design the chips and pass it to the manufacturer. And the manufacturers such as the Microns, Intels, and TSMC will manufacture the chip on the wafers. And essentially, once the finished product is being manufactured, they will be passed to the packaging house, right, to be sliced and diced, and to be packaged into individual packaging and to be tested. So you will see many familiar names here, right, which most of them have the booth outside, like Microns, like Global Foundries, etc. And these are all our valuable customers. And we are proud, in fact, Lam Research are proud to be the top 5 equipment manufacturer in the world. And among this supply chain, there's also some players where they provide IP and designing tools, as well as some other material suppliers to help complete the whole ecosystem. So what exactly was then does in the supply chain? You look at any electronic devices, be it a cell phone, be it a computer, right? Microchip is at the heart of it. And within the microchip, the content houses thousands of miniature structures beyond the capability of the naked human eyes. So essentially, Lam equipment is used to manufacture all these semiconductor devices. And I'm happy to say that we have a lasting impact, and virtually in every semiconductor leading-edge devices, electronic product has been made using Lam's equipment. Now let us zoom a little bit about the company itself. So we are a global leader in wafer fabrication, and essentially our revenue for 2021 was close to about 17 billion. And we have about 16,000 employees worldwide, and just talking about the Singapore context, approximately 320 employees, right, based in Singapore. And our revenue is set to grow to 18 billion for 2022, and it's yet another record year for us. So what does Lam really do in the supply chain? Right, let me take this example of microchip or microprocessor device, right? If you look at it, on the very front of it are the transistor followed by interconnecting lines connecting these transistors to the pad and to the PCBs. So just a nutshell, a simple process, right? An incoming wafer, there will be a deposition step to deposit dielectric materials on the wafers. After that, you will be patterned, spin-on resist, and created a photomask done by the photolithography steps, in which after that, a plasma etch will be removing all the unwanted materials, right, leaving all the exposed channels. And after that, there will be some strip and cleaning to make sure that the residue particles are being removed from the photoresist step, as well as the device or the wafers are being cleaned of any contaminant, right? Ultimately, there will be a deposition step to deposit a layer of copper, which will be done through electroplating. It will be finished off with a planarization to make sure that the top layer is conformal and almost a flat profile. And these steps are repeated over and over again numerous times to actually construct the device that you will see here. So we, besides equipment and manufacturing, we are also very focused in investing in infrastructure to make the workplace better for everyone. We are also accelerating our innovations, whereby we use certain tools to help us support our customers better. We have virtual processing, whereby we utilize softwares to cut short the R&D or development cycles for recipe developments, as well as a lot of our tools right now being shipped to the market are being equipped with numerous sensors, which give us the ability to gather big data so that we can help analyze the data and solve our customers' most complex problem faster. In the recent years, because of COVID-19, we also evolved in remote support and virtual training, taking more steps into the virtual world, and we continue to embrace that. Now, LAM as a company, as we grow, we have also grown our responsibility. We are basically very focused in shaping our workspace and culture and embarking also a long, committed ESG goals to ensure that we are part of the environmental. And we itself, we foster, And we ourselves, we foster an inclusive culture within the company, whereby there's growing of inclusive trainings, and there's also mentoring and anti-harassment campaign. We also increased diversity, and we have increased our recruitment in terms of a female share of employee. And we have also been awarded the Forbes World Best Employee in the top 500 companies in the world. And we also share our progress by establishing metrics and by reporting internal channels, having a channel for employees to communicate with the senior leaders to make it an open communication platform so we can learn and understand what the employee needs and build upon it to improve the employee engagement within the company. And we ourselves, as mentioned earlier, we want a better world. So we have a very aggressive targets, and we are setting a target to meeting a net zero carbon emission by 2025. And we're happy to say that we are also part of the Dow Jones Sustainability Index for North America. So do connect with us in social media. We are available in the most social media platform. And we have a booth available outside as well. So please reach out to our members at the booth if you have any further questions regarding LAM research. And some last word before I leave this podium to the next presenter. The semiconductor to me is a byproduct of innovation. And it's human nature to make things better, to do more with less. What you need to rely on technology, and with technology, you will need semiconductor. Thank you very much.